field. I'll run through the Featherstone team as they're out first. John Strange is at full-back, with Eddie Rombo, Dave Kimmel, Darren Hughes and Paul Gledhill are three-quarters. The half-backs, Neil Summers from Bradford and Paddy Hanley from Leeds. Roy Powell, Colin Maskell, Craig Jackson the front row, Tony Miller, Danny Baker and Richard Slater making up the pack with Lee Mayer, Richard Chapman, Matt Lambert and Richard Gunn, the substitutes. That's 7 former Leeds players, and Leeds taking the field now, led by their captain Gary Mercer. And I'll just run through the Leeds team for you. Damien Gibson is at full-back, Paul Sterling, Richie Blackmore, Francis Cummins and Adam Hughes are three-quarters, with Tony Kemp and Ryan Sheridan the half-backs. Martin Masella, Terry Newton, Barry McDermott, Adrian Morley, Anthony Farrell and Gary Mercer make up the pack, and the substitutes today are Graham Holroyd, Phil Hassan, Dean Orford and Nick Fozzard.
And one thing we haven't really talked about is the Leeds half-back combination. Big day for Tony Kemp, making his first start after his serious arm injury from the beginning. And Ryan Sheridan, again, the two of them started on the bench last week. They've got the jerseys, and I think particularly in the early stages they could well have a bearing on today's game. And looking at the size of Richie Blackmore, the first time we've seen him in combat gear, he's even dwarfing the prop forwards at the moment. He made Adrian Morley look small when they ran out. Yes,
he is a tremendous sight when he gets into full rampage. I didn't unfortunately go to St Helens when the Alliance team played there, so I missed Richie Blackmore's appearance, but apparently by all accounts he was awesome. And as I said, we said before, big game expected him today. Nice to see Roy Powell back here, always one of the gentlemen of the game. Roy?
Yes, I think win, lose or draw, Roy will never change. He's been a credit to the game. He's honours at the highest level. One of the few players to have won a test match against every other playing nation, which not many can say. And as an absolute credit to his profession.
There by Roy Powell and Danny Baker, and now it's Farrell's turn. Farrell will just go forward, that's his game, that's what he does best. Newton finds Kemp. Kemp running with the football, inside ball there, taken on by Barry McDermott. Is this going to be the first try for Leeds? It is indeed. Tremendous play from Kemp there. What a great try from Barry McDermott.
What a fantastic pass from Tony Kemp. A wonderful move on the last tackle. It really looked as though Leeds were static, but
he hasn't really offloaded today because he's been well wrapped up by Leeds. Baker again. Oh, stepping inside. Poor defence from Leeds. Baker running for the line. Gibson's chasing him. He's not going to catch him. He's on his back. That's a try though. Poor play from Leeds there, allowing the man to step inside. Poor defence from Mark Adani.
And Danny Baker's quick. We've just seen that poor marker defence from acting half.
These days. And that's straight through the middle, is it? It is indeed, and that gives Featherstone an unlikely lead. Phil.
Yes, certainly Leeds did everything right for 17 minutes. We talked about keeping it going and perhaps even a period of consolidation. One move from Featherstone got the belief flooding back. That was with Neil Summers instigating a 50-60 metre break, and from that they've just kicked on. And you have to say the last 4 or 5 minutes Featherstone have looked very threatening.
Right, so Featherstone will be kicking off, and Leeds really now know they're in for the game of it. Any thoughts they'd have that it was going to be easy, and that Featherstone will be easily contained in their own half of the field, has been proved wrong. Not that Leeds probably were guilty of that. It was a good play from Danny Baker, and
very, very pacey young lad for a second row. We've heard big things about him, and that showed.
Kemp finds Morley, and Morley straight through Paddy Hanley's tackle. And looked to pass the football out of the tackle, and a good job he didn't, for he was swarmed by Featherstone players there. Newton was in support, but not in the right place. Newton finds McDermott. McDermott again taking 3 men to bring him down, 4 men almost in at the tackle. Roy Powell just slowing things down at the play of the ball. Sensible play from him. Newton spots a gap, goes himself in dummy half, makes the break. He's got Damien Gibson with him. Can't get the ball away there. Good defence from Baker again.
Magnificent play from Newton.
A long ball out there for Cummins. Cummins stepping, looks to go himself. Could have perhaps used Adam Hughes outside him again. Leeds using that short side. Kemp going himself, heading for the line. Oh, he's only a metre short. Kemp coming up to the last tackle. Farrell, will he go over himself from dummy half? He will. That's a try to Leeds from dummy half, and that's a sloppy try to concede. How many times have we seen Leeds concede just in 20-metre area? Leeds playing football down the middle of the field. Gary Mercer runs himself straight through Paddy Hanley. That's good running from Mercer. 10 metres from the Featherstone line. And Leeds, all Leeds at the moment on the attack. Comes out here to Tony Kemp. Kemp puts Masella through a gap. That's going to be the first try for the club for Martin Masella. And he's going round under the post. Lovely try for Leeds. Lovely play there all the way up the field. That try looked on from the minute Leeds got the football.
That's right. Soon as Featherstone...
Keighley 0, St Helens 4. And here comes Francis Cummins. Straight through the middle. That's his first success of the afternoon.
This is is Radio Rhino.
And that's Powell into the arms of Fozzard and Masella, and now it's Johnson, and he's running at Fozzard and Dean Lawford, and again brought down. So Featherstone 10 metres from the Leeds line, looking to exploit things. Maskill gets Danny Baker running. Oh, it's too easy. What a poor defensive display from Leeds there, too easy.
Again, the inside pass has caused the undoing from acting halfback. It was a simple move. That's two great tries from the Aussie second rower.
Maskill converts. Leeds 12, Leeds 14, Featherstone 12.
And again, perhaps it's a case of Leeds sitting back when they think they've got a big enough lead. We've seen it against Whitehaven, we've seen it against Dewsbury. We saw it there. Leeds went into a 14-6 gap, the biggest margin they've had, and immediately a peg back again.
Yes, and well, although we did see it against Whitehaven, we did see it against Dewsbury, we didn't see it so early in the game. It's got to be a worry for Leeds. They're not going to get that far in front that they can afford to slack off. Maskill then with the kick. Well, Leeds scored within 6 tackles of the kick-off from last time, and now they'd love to do that again. Adrian Morley, the ball returner. Just over the 20 metres before he's brought down. Lawford will look to switch play with Mercer coming down the short side. Mercer straight out of Darren Hughes' tackle, and Paddy Hanley bringing him down. Fozzard, flat pass there, gets the ball back to Lawford. Lawford stepping, going himself into the Featherstone half of the field. That was good play from the big prop forward Fozzard.
And good support play as well.
Yes, losing Masella now to barge their way forward. That's the way to do it. Straight down the middle of the field, Martin Masella. Now the ball in the hands of Sheridan. Sheridan looks to spin the ball out to Kemp, looking for the run around now to bring the backs in. Sheridan runs himself, splits the defence there. Oh, that's Damien Gibson in for the try. That's a try to Leeds. And again, they've scored within 6 tackles to restore that advantage.
Well, you predicted it there, you called it just right. The last time, Leeds wasted no time in going up the field after Featherstone had scored to put them on. A little bit of everything today. It's been great so far.
That's right, and a lot of good defence as well from both sides. Cummins converts, as we'd expected him to. Good try from Leeds, Dan.
Yeah, well worked try again, coming back on the inside of
because that's where Masella does his tackling, right up the middle of the field. In fact, he stood on the centre spot right now as Roy Powell runs into him. And there goes a hooter for half-time then. 40 minutes gone, Leeds 20, Featherstone Rovers 12. It was Leeds that opened the scoring with Barry McDermott, who scored the last try last week and the first try this one. It was 4-0, 2 wide out for Cummins' goal in. Featherstone took the lead when Danny Baker went in after bad, poor marker defence from Leeds. Maskill converted, 6 points to 4. Leeds it back within a set of 6 when Anthony Farrell forced his way over on the last tackle from dummy half, and it was 8-6. And then Martin Masella had his first try of the club after a great run by Terry Newton. Cummins converted and it was 14 points to 6. Then Featherstone it back again when Danny Baker went over for his second try. Maskill converting after again an inside ball had caught Leeds napping, but Leeds scored again within 6 tackles when Damien Gibson made the full use of a great break by Ryan Sheridan up the middle of the field, used his pace, went in from 35 metres out. Cummins converted. Leeds 20, Featherstone Rovers 12. Again. Richard Gunn, dummies, goes himself, gets the ball away. Maskill going himself. Good defence from Leeds, and it needs to be because Leeds are under the cosh again. They're only 5 metres out. Featherstone, a try now would certainly put the cat among the pigeons. And the referee spotted an offence there, Damien Gibson being pulled out. A yellow card for Damien Gibson for something that's happened in the tackle.
I think that must be for deliberate holding down. Featherstone were on a roll.
A bit of despite they should have head and ball at the feed. They've got it, and they've got the ball out.
Rightly so. Leeds looking to bring Barry McDermott back.
Kemp. That's a lovely ball for Cummins. Cummins steps now as he got the legs. Cummins, that could be the winning try for Leeds. It's a bit early to say that, but Cummins is going to go around under the post. Well, he would do because he has to kick the goals this afternoon. Lovely break there, lovely ball.
And Sterling are off back on are Hassan and McDermott with Cummins kicking the goal.
Radio Rhino, join the charge. 14:04 AM.
Another fine accolade for the youngster.
Yes, tremendous points accumulator, Graham Holroyd. Has his knockers and his detractors, but not me, as Barry McDermott lets me know regularly. Holroyd successful, and that takes him up then. Yes, there's about 7 minutes left, I think. A tackle that leads you 10 metres from that Featherstone line. Looking for a big push from Barry McDermott. Lawford goes himself. McDermott. Oh, just Alameda short there. You could see the anticipation there in the crowd when McDermott was going for the line. Newton then finds Lawford. Lawford to Holroyd. Holroyd will look to spin that ball across to Sheridan. Looks for the run around. Lovely ball out for Cummins. Cummins. Oh, easy. It's too easy. Great run there from Francis Cummings. Lovely try. Finishing off there with a flourish Leeds. Lovely ball from Holroyd again.
I think as well, though, you have to feel a little bit sorry for Featherstone. The margin is right in the terms of the fact that Leeds have scored 6 tries to 2. But at the end of the day, 32-12, the gap perhaps will look to those that weren't here greater than we know it really was, from a great game between two sides who really gave their all.
Radio Rhino, join the charge on 1404 AM.
You are listening to Radio Rhino with myself, Stuart Duffy, and Phil Kaplan on the commentary, the big match commentary from Headingley. Graham Holroyd looks to get the game started. There can't be more than a minute or so left. We may even be into stoppage time now. Leeds into the 5th semi-final in a row.
And that's a great record, and before anybody checks the record books, and that's the final whistle. Leeds are the most successful team in Challenge Cup in the 90s.
Yes, tremendous play there from Leeds to get through the semi-final stage. So we're going to semi-final. Can we go all the way to Wembley this year? It'd be nice to think so. Well, it was 20 points to 12 at half-time, and then Leeds came out